It's the Slam Dunk.
So right from the start, National messed up the cancelling of the 33 pay equity claims when this should have been a lot more simple. As I believe what they have done is justifiable, actually. But they allowed Chris Hipkins in the mix to chip away.
Taking money away that women were otherwise going to get is a cut. They are cutting women's pay. They are taking billions of dollars that women were going to receive and they're cutting it. That's cutting women's pay.
And in return, Nicola Willis has used a word that few politicians use. Not allowed in the House, and few choose to use it outside. Not the C word, but the L word.
To tell an outright lie to New Zealand workers that women's pay is being cut. That is a lie.
Now Hipkins has gone a step further, authorising advertisements like this one. Yeah, nurses, happy Nurses Day. We have a pay cut for you. Thoughts and prayers, Chris Luxon. No nurse, of course, is getting a pay cut, but this is politics, and now the gloves are off, and the truth is lost because the nation failed National failed to own this and do this properly from the start. National should have owned it from the start and come up with a better plan. Firstly, it should never have crashed into urgency to do it. So close to the budget. Not even its backbench MPs knew what it was doing. Then ACT leader David Seymour shouted that he'd saved the budget, which made it look like it was only being done to free up billions and save the budget. So lots of cuts. The messaging, the approach, the entire organisation of this event from Luxon's office down has been a shambles of their own making. And now, of course, they're desperately trying to defend the moves, which actually are completely justified. It should never have got into urgency like it did. Luxon was AWOL, wasn't there on the Wednesday, wasn't there in Parliament, wasn't there on the Thursday. His office looks lightweight for allowing this to happen, and Seymour should have been told what the right messaging was from the start. Not the "I have saved the budget" line, which is a shocker. Luxon's office must step up and take the blame for allowing this to run as it has. Helen Clark and Heather Simpson would never have gone in with the strategy. They would have had a strategy to control it. Likewise, John Key and Wayne Eagleson, same. Let's not look all at sea at times. They need help. Because truth is, Labour's law covering pay equity claims was weak and allowed admin workers to compare themselves to civil engineers. Social workers were being compared with detectives, librarians were being compared with fisheries officers, multiple employers were being joined to claims, and some had dozens of very different jobs in scope. What started as a pay equity regime had become a Trojan horse for a multi-billion-dollar grievance industry, driven by the unions. It had departed a very long way from the issues of sex discrimination. Labour's 2020 law was totally out of whack with reality. But to say pay cuts are taking place right now isn't correct. 12 settlements already made remain, including for nurses, social workers, midwives, teacher aides, school librarians, care and support workers, and a range of other female-dominated workforces. It all remains. Those equity claims have been through and they won't be touched. Not that the media is telling you all this sort of stuff. Those settlements resulted in higher pay for tens of thousands of women, and they continue to be funded by the government at a cost of around $1.8 billion a year. Despite Hipkins saying nurses get a pay cut, the opposite is true. The aforementioned industries have had their settlement, and it remains no change. But fixing the law into the future was crucial, and it will release billions of dollars that now will be invested in this and probably future budgets. And Willis has been quite clear about that. But Andrea Vance, calling Willis a CUNT in her weekend column, was over the top. It is extraordinary. We'll talk about it shortly with David Farrer. It was unnecessary. And I'm quite astonished that the editor of the paper and the sub-editors and the website editors allowed this to go through and make it into print and make it onto the screen and to print it and publish it. I've never seen this in 30 years. It's astonishing. They never called Jacinda Ardern that or anyone in her government. And had they tried, it would have been stopped well before publication, I'm sure. I personally think it's unnecessary. It takes political commentary to a way new low. It's over the top, attention-seeking in many ways. How it got through is up to staff to justify, but I doubt they can. Their silence is rotten. Willis might be many things, but calling her a CUNT, I think is poor. I think it's inappropriate. It's off the mark, and it raises all sorts of questions for journalism rather than the government, I would have thought. It's poor. And stuff I think needs to apologise.
Editor-in-Chief with Duncan Garner.